Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my class. So this year I will be teaching you English for your class. Your class is 6 module, right? So I will be teaching you English year 6. So I am teacher Sapura. So before we start the class, sebelum kita mulakan kelas, I will be teaching you in both language, in English and in Malay. In case if you don't understand what I'm speaking in English, teacher cakap dalam bahasa Melayu juga. So before that, please like and subscribe my channel for other notification if there's another video that I made. Like, subscribe, and get notified. Alright, so lesson 1 is according to your textbook. Lesson 1 is reading a window to the world, page 1. Muka surat yang pertama. If you have your textbook now, you can open your textbook to turn your textbook to page 1. Buka muka surat 1. So the title is reading a window to the world. Alright. Looking at the page here, there are pictures of books and 4 comprehension questions, of course about the books, tentang buku-buku ni lah. Okay, what does it means by reading? What is reading? What is reading? Reading is membaca. A window ialah satu tingkap. To the world ialah dunia. So, reading a window to the world, membaca ini adalah satu tingkap kepada dunia. Bermakna kita boleh melihat dunia melalui buku. Okay, seterusnya. Next. The aim or the objective of our lesson today is to identify and talk about books genres. I need you to be able to identify and talk about books and its genres. Alright. Genre ni ialah jenis buku. Alright. Let's go to the next page. Now let's look at the books. Jom kita tengok buku-buku dia, apa buku yang ada. So the first one is True Malaysian Nation, Adventure on Penang Island, Author of Beauty, a poetry book, Iban Stories, The Curse, Tun Abdul Razak, a personal portrait. So ini adalah buku-buku yang dipaparkan pada muka surat yang pertama. These are books that you can see on the first page. Next, let's look at the genres of book. Just seperti yang teacher bagi tahu tadi, genres makna dia jenis. Maknanya jenis. So, what is genres? Genres is a style or category of art, music and literature. Dia satu kategori, satu benda yang diklasifikasikan. Okay, contohnya buku tu diklasifikasikan sebagai buku apa. Okay, so the first one is horror. Horror is a scary or might be a ghost story, might be murder, pembunuhan. Okay, scary menakutkan, ghost hantu. So the book that listed from the genre is The Curse. Next is a science fiction, science-related stories. Science fiction is a book that talking about science, adventure, are books that that describe about action. It's always action packed, yang dipenuhi dengan cerita-cerita adventure, cerita-cerita pengembaraan. Okay. Poetry is a poem collection, while autobiography is a life history. For example, a life history of a famous person. And the last one is folklore. Folklore is the stories that passed from generations. All right. So the books that listed under the genre of horror is The Curse, okay, science fiction, Trumation Nation, Adventure on Penang Island. The title itself dah bagi tahu dah apa dia punya genre. It is adventure. Author of Beauty, a poetry book. Kat bawah ni ada poetry ni macam sajak, puisi lah. So a poems collection is a poetry genre. Where else? Tun Abdul Razak, a personal portrait, just like I told you before. An autobiography genre is a life history. So Tun Abdul Razak, a personal portrait, is a autobiography genre. And the last book is from the genre of folklore, whereas the stories are passed from generations. Di folklore ni cerita-cerita kaum-kaum lah, yang cerita yang diturunkan daripada mulut ke mulut lah, daripada satu generasi ke satu generasi. So the book that have this genre is Iban stories. Right? Next. Next is answering comprehension questions based on the pictures. So the first question is, do you like to read? Do you like to read? Why? Do you like to read? Awak suka membaca? Adakah anda suka membaca? Why? Kenapa? Okay, awak boleh menjawab. You can answer the question with yes, I do. Kalau awak suka membaca. Of course, when you are answering questions, please make a positive, give a positive answer. Berilah jawapan yang positif. Janganlah awak jawab no, I don't. Okay? So kalau boleh jawab, bukan kalau boleh, it's a compulsory. It is a compulsory to answer the questions positively. Mesti jawab soalan secara positif. Okay. Next, you can write to answer the question why. Untuk jawab soalan why, kenapa. I like to read because it is, ataupun I like to read because it. Alright. For example, do you like to read? Why? Yes, I do. I like to read because it is a good hobby. I like to read because it enriches my knowledge. It is a good hobby. It is a good hobby, maksudnya hobi yang baik. It enriches my knowledge, maknanya dia memperkayakan awak punya knowledge is pengetahuan, menambahkan pengetahuan. Yes, when you are reading, so that you will enrich your knowledge, you will get to know more, you get to know more knowledge. That's why kita panggil dia membaca tu adalah pintu kepada dunia. So reading is a window of knowledge, is a window of the world. Alright. Next question. answering comprehension questions. Which book would you choose to read? Okay, untuk jawab soalan ni, to answer this question, ni soalan ni bertanya, buku yang mana yang awak pilih untuk baca? Kenapa? Okay, so awak pilihlah satu buku dan berikan reason dia. Choose a book and give the reason. Okay, how are you going to answer the question? Is okay, cara menjawabnya, I would choose to read because I like. Okay, or the example of the answer is, I would choose to read The Curse. The Curse is the answer, the name of the book, because I like horror stories. Okay, sebab saya sukakan cerita horror. You just give them the genre of the story. Okay, contohnya, I would choose to read the True Nation because I like science fiction stories. Okay, you just give them the genres as the reason for choosing the book. Okay, so the next slide is the question is, how often do you read? How often do you read? Okay, often means frequency, bermakna kekerapan awak membaca, berapa kerap awak membaca. So your answer can be, I read once a week. Once means one time, dibaca satu kali. A week, seminggu. I read twice a week. Saya membaca 2 kali seminggu. Twice mean 2 kali. Or you can answer the question, I read every day. Saya membaca setiap hari. If you read every day, then you can write, I read every day. Or you can say, I read at least 1 book a month. Ini paling sikit lah orang membaca. 1 buku je 1 bulan. Okay, so I hope you read more than 1 book a month. Okay, baca tu mesti banyak lah, because by reading you can get knowledge. Alright, so for your homework, I want you to answer the question below page 1. So the question ni, soalan-soalan ni, all these questions actually I've discussed earlier in the video. So you just rewrite down the answer. Cuma tinggal jawab saja, tulis balik saja dalam buku latihan. Okay, kalau dah siap, if you have finished your homework, I just want you to snap the picture, take picture of your homework, and you do PM me, hantar pada WhatsApp teacher. Okay, so that's all. I hope all of you understand what have you learned today, dan faham dan boleh buat soalan ni, dan kita jumpa lagi. Till next time. Assalamualaikum.